So this is for all believing women that believe in the God of the Bible, the Messiah of the Bible, that believe in the Bible, whether you're a believer but you don't go to church, or you're a Messianic Jew, or, any category. Like, this is for believers. It's not for atheists, basically. For women. Just so that's clear. So this is a warning. A lot of you know we're in the end days, but you don't know what you need to be doing to actually watch so it doesn't come like a thief in the night. And there are big punishments coming to those who disobey the word of God. And those that claim to believe and love God that don't obey, your punishment is going to be worse than those that are atheists, because you knew better. You had the Bible, you had the instruction book all along, but you didn't want to listen to it. You wanted to pick and choose what you did based on that. You rejected parts you didn't like, or you just listened to the pastor telling you what to do instead of actually going and finding out what the Bible actually said, which is what I did for most of my life. Well, I left church pretty early, but, anyway, no, I'm not going to talk about me. So just quickly, and yes, we're going to the Old Testament because it is relevant. The Bible is connected. That's Isaiah 28:10. We read line upon line, precept upon precept. That's how we understand and read the Bible. So Deuteronomy 5, yes. So God, Jehovah, prefers mercy, not sacrifice. Just quickly, there are 2 laws mentioned in the Bible. There is a sacrificial law, 613 handwritten ordinances added at Mount Sinai for the transgression of the Israelite people that went against God. Even though they verbally agreed to keep the 10 Commandments, they then went and made a golden calf to worship God with, thereby transgressing the 2nd commandment. So God tells Moses to give them this whole list of extra things to teach them a lesson, added for transgression. That's I think Galatians 3:19. Anyway, so so mercy is not having to stone your neighbor for sin, which you would have to do with sacrificial law, and not having to do animal sacrifices to atone for sin. So now you rebuke your neighbor instead of stoning them, and you turn and sin no more, but you have an advocate with Yeshua. Not to say continue in sin. That's not what I'm saying. So Deuteronomy 5 verse 10, showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Okay, so those that love God keep his commandments, and they will have mercy. Then we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28. I'm just going to establish like the backdrop, and then we're going to get into the... We all know about, well, in a general sense, Christians and stuff know about the promises, and the blessings, but we're going to go into the punishments, because you want to avoid that stuff, and you want to make sure you're actually a child of God, which you are not just by saying you are. Okay. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 28 verse 13 to about 20. And Jehovah shall make thee the head and not the tail, and you shall be above only and shall not be beneath, if that you hearken unto the commandments of Jehovah thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. And you shall not go aside from any of the words which I command you this day, to the right hand or to the left, to the Christian church or to the Messianic Jew movement. Don't go right or left. Stay in the middle. Narrow path. To go after gods to serve them. But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of Jehovah thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. So we're going to get into some curses for those that don't keep the commandments. It's very straightforward. You do not need to be smart to know this. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out. And Jehovah shall send upon you cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that you set thy hand unto, for to do until you be destroyed, and until you perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby you have forsaken me. Jehovah shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, wherever you go to possess it. Jehovah will smite you with a consumption, with a fever, and with inflammation, and an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with the blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue you until you perish. Okay, and now we're going to go to specifically punishments to women and your children. This is not nice, but you need to hear it. We're going to go to Isaiah 3 from verse 16. Moreover, Jehovah said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore Jehovah will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. And the crown is an idiom for the crown of pride, which is in I think it's Isaiah 28. So, sorry, I'm not going to go into that too much. And Jehovah will discover their secret parts. In that day, Jehovah will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls, and their round tires like the moon. So this list of decorations is pretty much specific to the time period that this translation was made in, which is 1611. So I'm just going to give a list of examples in our modern day. So, like your jewelry, like your makeup, like your hair dye, everything you use to decorate yourself, to display yourself, to make yourself look better, all that decoration, that outward decoration, it's going to be taken away. And then all the things that make you beautiful are going to be reversed. So instead of your beautiful hair, which you take so much time to do and you want everyone to see and you make the perfect color, perfect style, you're going to be bald. You're going to have a scab on your head. Instead of beautiful clothes, you're going to be covered in rags, sackcloth, so clothes of mourning. And burning instead of beauty. Oh, did I miss? I don't know if it's in this. Oh, yes. And, instead of your perfume, you're going to smell, probably because there'll be no deodorant, you'll smell like BO. In great tribulation, there's not going to be showers. You're not going to be able to wash yourself or make yourself smell better. You're going to stink. So, all the effort you put in is going to be worth nothing now, in that time. everything's going to be taken away and reversed. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. So your husband, boyfriend, going to be killed in war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. All right, let's get into the prophecy about your children, because you're going to want, hopefully this will kick you in the ass enough to get to work and learn the truth and start loving your neighbor as yourself, as according to the Bible, not just the ways of the world and being nice to people. Anyway. Where is it? Isaiah, sorry. How do I keep missing it? Isaiah 13, from from verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. So this is talking about punishment for sin. Sin is transgression of the law is the Ten Commandments. So 1 John 3:4 tells us that sin is transgression of the law, the Ten Commandments. Anything that goes against those. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Jehovah of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as the sheep that no man takes up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one unto his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, killed with the sword. And every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Your children, for your disobedience, are going to be killed in front of you, because you were too proud to to go and actually keep the commandments, because you thought you were above that. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. So you women, disobedient women, you women with the Jezebel spirit, because that's allowed to run rampant in the church these days. Your women prophesy in the churches. They teach, that they are pastors in the churches. 1 Timothy 2:12. Women can't teach a man. They cannot teach in a church. They can only teach women and children. It's the curse of Eve. There's a hierarchy. We are below men in the hierarchy. We're not worthless. There's a different role. Just to put that out there. And this is coming from me. I was pretty much a feminist until I came to the truth. And that's actually one of the reasons why I rejected the Bible for a while, because I thought it was sexist. But now I know that that's not the case. Anyway. Yeah. So the wives ravished. Ravished is raped. And that goes back to Isaiah 3. All the things that you want are going to be reversed. So, you want men to lust after you. You want to have sex with all these guys. Oh yeah, you're going to have, they'll be doing it to you and you're not going to like it. That's all I'll say. In great tribulation. Behold, I will, no, that's probably, I wanted to read that. So I'm going to ask you a question. Are you ready to actually figure out what you need to do to watch, to love your neighbor as yourself, as the Bible instructs you? Leviticus 18 verse 15 to 19. Leviticus 19 verse 15 to 18. James 2 verse 8 to 9, which ties into Matthew 22 verse 39, I think, because it's all connected. Isaiah 28:10. It's not just one verse and that's that. It's not just love your neighbor as in just be nice to your neighbor. It's not a brand new commandment. And to warn people to rebuke their sin, or are you going to just ignore the warning? Your blood will be on your own hands, and so will the blood of your children. Do you really want to take that risk? Do you really want to see your children killed in front of you? Or do you want to obey God, fulfill the royal law, and because of your obedience, and if you endure to the end, save your whole family? Well, I know what I want to do, but it's up to you.